Well, Jerry, the view we had in the press box, we described it as attritional. How did you find the game from the dugout?
Tough game. I think, in all honesty, we didn't deserve to get 3 points out of the game. We'll talk about the incident at the very end where we should get a point out of the game. But credit to Chelmsford. They play at home very well. Very, very tight pitch. It was very soft. The conditions were tricky. Same for both sides. I just thought they managed the game better than us. I thought we got caught up into what they probably want. You know, the two big, strong centre-backs, good leaders, very strong in the air, very physical. I don't feel like we shifted them enough. I didn't feel as if we got down the sides enough. And not enough patterns that look like our side today. No lack of effort. You know, the effort's always there from the players, but I thought our quality today was way below what we've seen over the last 5 or 6 weeks. You talk about the 2 games against Chippenham, and you see it in abundance. You see effort. You see phases of play. I can't remember much control in the game. So that's credit to Chelmsford as well, but not too much efforts on goal. I remember Cody a left foot second half here. Jordan has a shot saved. He has a free header from a set piece first half, and then just bits really, not too much around it. So in the end, I don't think we really done enough to win the game.
The conditions were obviously tough and narrow pitch, and the weather as well. Do you think that played a part?
Well, as I said, it's the same for both teams, and they just managed that better. Whether they're home team or away team, they've played better than us today. I've got to be honest with that. We haven't hit the levels that we've seen. So I felt as if we didn't quite win as many second balls as we have been in recent weeks. I think we missed Joe in the middle of the pitch, big miss for us. And some of those individuals come off their levels. You know, it's quite a young group. You have to remember that. We've got 3 loans in the back 4. They've been absolutely immense for us. They really have. And they're naturally going to take a dip sometimes. And today, I think they all pretty much took a dip at the same time, unfortunately. So. We'll have to get back on. We'll have to go to Hemel and try and get 3 points, because it's a stage of the season where you want to be gathering points now. We had a good base to build off following the 2 Chippenham games, but they're gone. I said to the boys, they're gone now. We felt confident coming here that we could get something from the game, and like I said, we should have. We would have taken a point. That's been taken away from us, and it really has been taken away from us. And we have to lick our wounds on that one. It's hard not to get involved on the side with that one. I've spoke to the referee as well, so it's a difficult one to take.
You're obviously talking about the penalty incident there, where penalty was given then overturned. Are you able to share what the referee told you or not? Yeah,
I don't mind sharing it, because he's invited me in and said he can explain it along with the linesman. First and foremost, the view of the referee is exactly the same as I've got, albeit I'm further away, but he's looking right at it from 6 yards, 7 yards probably. So Dave's in the box, and you can make a tackle where you take the ball and take the player, and it's still a foul on the pitch, wherever you are. It's an out of control moment in the game, and the 2-footed tackle that's taken the ball and the player is out of control and dangerous. That's the first thing the referee's seen, in his words. In his words, he then had a gut feeling that he got it wrong, and in his words, player reaction was part of that, which I find really difficult. So if he's telling me, which he's told me there, that the player's going over to him has had an influence on his decision to change it, in regard of then he thought he'd better go and speak to his linesman. This bit now becomes really difficult for me to take, because the linesman is 20, 25 yards away and doesn't see the appropriate angle. The angle we're seeing is the right angle, because you see the action of the defender. Where he is, he wouldn't have seen anything other than the ball going out, and he's given a corner according to him. And then the referee decides that because the linesman says he thinks it's a good tackle, to change it. All my time of football, I've never seen it. Not a moment like that. He's saying, I understand that it's taken away a point from the game, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's irrelevant as such. It's not about the result. It's about the decision right there in isolation. He said that's why we got VAR. Well, I find that difficult, because that's something that we haven't got. He's saying that's something that's in football. Well, yeah, but if you're going to VAR, it's factual and you see it. If you're going to a linesman, it's not. You're going to a linesman 20 yards away. He's seeing something completely different, and that's opinion, and that's his idea on that moment. As I said to the referee, you shouldn't have changed your mind, because what you saw actually was the truth. It's not sour grapes. It's not being bitter. It's just talking about an incident where the referee decides it's a penalty. He blows for a penalty. He points to the penalty spot. It's not like he's given himself time, and he's told me his gut and player reactions changed his mind, as I said. So that, as you can appreciate, that's really difficult to take, because before the game, referee tells us, don't crowd around me. I don't want players crowding around me. Well, why not now? Because he's told me that if their players do it, then it changes his mind. So, which is part of his decision, not all of it, but his gut was 1. The player reaction was 2, and the linesman 20 yards away. So that's really difficult. That's difficult to take.
Away from that decision, Dylan Kadji made his first start for the club this afternoon. What did you make of his debut?
Yeah, he did okay. He did fine. I thought it was a difficult afternoon for him, actually. It's not a pitch where you're going to be able to glide up the pitch with it. You know, it's very soft in areas. As I said, it's a lot of hooking on, a lot of second balls. Showed some moments of good quality. But yeah, tricky game. It's a tricky game for everyone to play in. But he'll learn from it. It'd be a good experience for him. I thought, you know, not just him necessarily, but right across midfield, we missed Joe. I thought we missed his energy. I think we missed his ability to get on the ball and play a good pass. I felt as if first half we were going way too long, over 60 yards, delivering balls up to front men where they're having a battle. I think there's one moment where we got in behind first half and they booked Spillane. And I said, those are the moments you want to try and get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 moments of them, get it down the side of the centre-backs. We didn't do it enough. We didn't recognise it to do it enough. So, like I say, we come away from what we are today. Maybe they looked a little bit leggy as well, maybe. Long old trip down here, but I don't want to use that as an excuse. I really don't. So, yeah, you know, congratulations to Chelmsford. I want to say also, get well soon to Robbie, because I know he's away. He's tested positive for COVID, so I hope he's not suffering too much. I know he's probably be watching the game and he'll be happy here tonight, no doubt, with his 3 points. So, yeah, I want to pass on my best wishes to him, obviously, because he's sat at home and wasn't able to come to the game.
You're obviously frustrated, but there's one positive from this afternoon. You were able to bring on Dave Sims-Burgess, Elliot Freer. Now you've got options on the bench to potentially change games from an attacking sense, which you've not had for the whole of this season. Yeah,
and we went 4-4-2. We didn't use that enough, Michael, when they went on. You know, they're playing a diamond and we're trying to double up in wide areas, get our fullbacks out with wide players then, and we continue to play a little bit narrow. So on what was a really narrow pitch anyway, so you're trying to make it wide as you can, but we didn't. I don't think we did it enough. I mean, we saw some good moments from Dave and Elliot. We know the quality they've both got. One flashing ball that's gone across from Dave. Elliot's delivering some balls in there, and then some set pieces going right in, and obviously Clarkey goes up and has a header and he's blocked in the end, but it wasn't meant to be today for us, and I think the penalty decision pretty much highlighted that it wasn't going to be our day. So yeah, lick our wounds. Terrible trip back now. It's going to be, you know, it's a long old trip and the weather's awful to travel back, but that's part and parcel of National League South, or any football club really. I said to the boys, you've got to go away from home and you've got to learn how to play away from home as well. And we had a bit of momentum going to this, so we've lost it a bit, but we've got to get back on quickly, because when we come into this game, we're only 5 points off the playoffs, and I don't know what the league, I literally haven't looked at it, but it's an opportunity to get in and around it. Off the back of February, I want to be in and around it if I can. That hasn't changed. Our target hasn't changed. So, yeah, we'll need a reaction next week at Hemel.
Touched on Joe Rains being absent this afternoon, as was Jack Batten. Are you likely to have either of those back for next Saturday?
I think Jack will be touch and go for that one. It's a ongoing back issue. But we'll see. Joe, hopeful, yeah, because it's the thigh strain which he come off against Chippenham with. He did do it in the first game, actually, so he was 60-40 for the home game. Got through it, but it was too sore for him, so it needs to settle down. We're going to give him a week. We're hoping that I think he's swimming today, and he'll drop back into training hopefully on Thursday. What I don't want to do is lose him for 4 or 5 weeks. That'd be just silly. So yeah, we're hopeful on Joe, and if he comes back in, that's a good bonus for us.
Oh, thanks for your time and safe trip home.
Cheers. Thanks, Michael. Cheers.